Welcome to Carry On, our weekly roundup of news on aviation for business travellers. And joining me now is Neville Gibson. So Virgin Australia and Qatar Airways have launched their strategic partnership. What does it offer business travellers?
Well, this is not just some sort of code share. This is quite a strategic partnership. It effectively merges the operations of two airlines if you're a customer, and certainly the benefits belonging to their frequent traveller programs is where the real benefits come in, means that you can travel. And these two airlines, and Virgin's a much smaller one, of course, and Qatar is a big global network, but they go to 150 destinations. So effectively, if you're a member, and there are 10 million odd members of the Velocity Club, which is the Virgin Australia Club, you can go to an extra 61 destinations, but 150 is pretty good. And there's a lot of benefits of having a single ticket and getting speeded up access, that sort of thing. And of course the business lounges, and that's a pretty big deal.
Useful.
And there's more news coming on that front.
Singapore Airlines is bringing back early bird fares. Surely that's good news?
Oh, of course. The early bird fares were the cheapest way to get to Europe. You had to pay up to 6 months in advance, but at least you got some good prices, and they've come out, whether it's to build up demand next year. But effectively what it means is you have to prepay them by, in this case, the first week of October. You can't travel till March next year, and to all the Singapore destinations. That's mainly half of them are in Asia and the other half are in Europe. But to give you some idea of the price, around about $2,200 for not for the UK. It's usually a little bit more expensive to go to London, but certainly to the major capitals of Europe, it's $2,200, and to around Asia like Hanoi, it's more like $1,500. So that's pretty good for a return economy.
Why has Singapore Airlines done this?
Well, they're obviously looking to build traffic because there's a lot of pent-up demand at the moment, but it's one of the airlines that's got ahead of most people, so in bringing back capacity. And of course, they're the biggest operator into New Zealand apart from Air New Zealand itself, so they're looking to attract a lot of local buyers.
Italy's new ITA Airways is expanding again. Where's it going to next?
Yeah, this is interesting because this is quite a phoenix-like rise, because Alitalia went out of business. Now they've got a new one called ITA. It's going to have a partnership with Air France and Delta Airlines of the United States. And they're looking to India and Japan, which is pretty interesting because Italians, there's plenty of them. They like to fly, and they're certainly getting a lot of new aircraft. But travel to Japan and India from Italy sounds like a pretty interesting option.
United Airlines is threatening to pull out of New York's JFK airport. What's all that about?
Well, JFK airport is one of New York's busiest, but it's not the only one, and but it's very hard to get a slot there. But United have only 4 flights a day. That's a twice daily service to Los Angeles and San Francisco. They have a hub at Liberty Newark for most of their internal operations, but they're really pressuring the Federal Aviation Authority to give them some slots because basically they're locked out. The interesting thing about New York JFK is that that's where Air New Zealand's going to go. It was originally going to go to Newark as well, but it's a code share partner with United. So if United gets more slots in New York and can fly to more destinations, that'll be quite a benefit for people who are going on Air New Zealand after they've done their visit to New York or they want to go somewhere else.
Right. Air India is also expanding with the lease of 21 more aircraft.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting deal. 21 aircraft, only 5 of those are the Boeing 777 long-haul ones, but it's interesting that Air India is now being run by a New Zealander. It's owned by Tata Group, which is
just about everything.
The richest family in India, and it's really going for it. But again, they're looking at other destinations, but most of those long-haul aircraft that they've leased are going to be flying through to the United States, so from Mumbai, Bengaluru, and so obviously the traffic...
Any of them coming to New Zealand at all?
Not at this stage, but I've got it marked there. That's the reason we talk about Air India, because they're going to have to come here sooner or later, because it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of Indians here, and at the moment they can't get non-stop travel, and Air New Zealand looks like it's not going to be going to India either at this stage anyway.
Just finally, Neville, what's the route news of the week?
Well, the one I liked most was Delta Airlines. They've been pressuring the South African authorities to get extra flights. Most of the two American airlines fly into Johannesburg, but Cape Town is the one that for the tourists, and they finally got permission after 3 years of trying. So they're going to have flights into Cape Town and into Johannesburg, and 4 of those flights are going to link up, so you get a triangular flight. But effectively what it means is that Americans flying from Atlanta are going to be able to go daily to both Johannesburg and to Cape Town non-stop.
All right, well, thanks very much, Neville Gibson.
Thank you.